Back in the village, Thomas Kane was building his empire, people said. He'd married Helena and bought more land. Mercy didn't care. She had everything she needed here. 2 years passed like water flowing. Grace learned to walk, to talk, to laugh in the garden. The cottage expanded, new rooms appearing when needed, always filled with what they required. The book taught Mercy everything. How to heal with herbs. How to read the weather in the leaves. How to make soil sing with life. Merchants came from distant towns now, seeking the legendary produce from the forest. Mercy's crossroads stand became a meeting place, a market where traders gathered. She saved her silver in jars beneath the floorboards. She didn't know why she saved it, only that the book whispered, "Wait. The time will come." One day, a merchant named Peter stopped at her stand. He was kind, his eyes warm when he smiled at Grace. "You're the forest woman everyone speaks of," he said. "They say your land is blessed." "The land remembers," Mercy replied, repeating her grandmother's words. Peter visited every week after that. He brought Grace toys carved from wood. He helped Mercy load her cart. He never asked about Grace's father, never pressed when Mercy grew quiet. Slowly, carefully, something grew between them. Not love yet, but the possibility of it. Meanwhile, in the village, Thomas Kane's empire was expanding. He'd bought 3 more farms, people said. Built on borrowed money. The book's pages turned themselves one morning. New words blazed in gold ink. The Kane land will fail. The earth rejects stolen promises. When they come seeking answers, remember who you are. Mercy didn't understand, but she felt the truth of it. In the village, Thomas Kane's crops began to wither. His wheat turned black in the fields. His vegetables rotted before harvest. Animals sickened in his pastures. He hired new farmers, bought expensive fertilizers, consulted with agricultural experts. Nothing worked. The land itself seemed poisoned, but only Kane land. Neighboring farms flourished while his turned to dust. Thomas spent his fortune trying to fix it. He borrowed from merchants, from the church, from anyone who'd lend. Helena's dowry disappeared into the dying earth. They fought constantly now, Thomas and Helena. The village heard their screaming through open windows. "You said you were successful." Helena shrieked. "You said your land was valuable." "It was." Thomas shouted back. "Something's wrong. Something's cursed us." The village elders met in secret. They remembered Thomas throwing out his first wife. Remembered the baby crying in the rain. "Bad luck follows broken vows," old Sarah whispered. Word spread of the forest woman who prospered while Kane land died. Some called it coincidence. Others remembered older truths. Grace turned 4. She looked like Mercy but had her own magic. Plants grew taller when she walked past. Birds landed on her shoulders. She laughed and flowers bloomed out of season. Peter proposed on an autumn evening. He knelt in Mercy's garden, a simple ring in his hand. "I know you've been hurt," he said. "I know Grace's father was cruel. But I love you both. Let me be the family you deserve." Mercy looked at this good man, this patient soul who'd waited years without pushing. She thought of Thomas, of broken promises. Then she looked at Grace, dancing between the rows of wheat. "Yes," Mercy said. "Yes." They married at the crossroads, with merchants and travelers as witnesses. Grace threw flower petals that glowed faintly in the fading light. Peter moved into the cottage, which grew new rooms to welcome him. He helped in the garden, managed the growing trade business, and loved Grace like she was his own blood. Their happiness was quiet and real. In the village, Thomas Kane lost everything. The bank foreclosed on his lands. Helena left him, taking what little remained. He moved into a rented room above the tavern, working odd jobs to survive. The mighty Kane family, broken in a single generation. People whispered it was justice. 5 more years passed. Grace turned 9, bright and strange and beautiful. The cottage had become a small farm, the forest clearing wider. Mercy and Peter employed 3 families now, all loyal and kind. The book's pages continued filling with knowledge. Mercy learned to make medicines that cured what doctors couldn't. Learned to preserve food through winter. Learned the old ways her grandmother had known. Travelers called her the forest healer now. They came from distant provinces seeking cures, trading gold and silver for her remedies. The money accumulated. Mercy buried jars of coins beneath the oak tree, never spending more than necessary. Peter questioned it sometimes, gently. We could build a bigger house, he'd say. Hire more help. Not yet, Mercy always answered. Soon. The book whispered, wait. The land will tell you when.